I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
Oh, Jeffrey.
We're back. Speculating on the algorithm.
Right, because this is our time now.
Yeah, we've been waiting around.
They
What a barbershop time.
They're tired of all those people making specific content. They
It's
want the
happening.
pure
Yes.
randomness that is just thrown out there.
I've seen there's speculation that that's part of it. It's like people are just like completely burned out on like a certain level of YouTubiness in their YouTube.
Mm.
You know, I've been watching these shorts these last couple days. This guy made these like fucking miniaturized canals in England and stuff. They're 100% AI generated. I mean, you can tell
Oh,
Oh,
they're 100% because I mean the channels don't go anywhere and shit when you look at it. But you look in the comments, people are like, "Wow, that's cool! What a neat hobby! I want to get started. How do you have a website that I can check out?" You know,
you make a canal?
you,
Like, just like you're in your yard?
yeah. So you know, and it's just like idiots. But of course, I scrolled on a couple of them, so now my feed is filthy with them. And Attack on Titan is still filthy with that. So, because I had to watch all the summary ones where it's like, watch 8 people get eaten.
Uh,
is he watching it or not? I mean,
It's now.
are you in or is it?
This is the most depressing fucking show on TV. So,
I saw one where the dad was like, "Hey, give me something interesting to watch," and the son's like, "Attack on Titan," and he starts watching. He's like, "This sucks."
yeah.
He's like, "Wait, wait,
Wait,
wait,"
wait, wait.
and then like he gets through like 3 or 4, and then he's just like glued, and he's
Yeah.
like carrying his tablet with him, like, and then next thing you know, his wife is like looking over his shoulder, and then they're just like, and then so like they're just sitting there watching, like eating, just like this, and then by the time it's over,
Eating your Teddy Grahams while you're at it.
by the time it's over, he juried up a rig in his garage that
Oh.
has like the lines, so he could. I'm
Oh.
like, oh my god, dude! All right, you got all. So don't get too hooked. I
I'm
guess
not
it
hooked,
could,
man. Yeah,
it
no.
could snag you.
I can't get through like a couple of the episodes. It's just like this is depressing. So
I get. Well, the thing for me was like
and they're all the people. You know, the people are the
Um.
people.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
well, that's not the. It's sort of a. It's a.
it is.
It takes a monster to fight a monster. Is sort
I
of
get
a.
the yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. So who controls which monster? Actually, you know, like
I think it's more complex than that
it
Right.
is more complex than that. I get it.
because they're
So
deliberately creating like some of the types.
in some cases, yes,
It's like,
yeah. So
and
what are those? The natural ones or whatever?
hey, they're
Those are the ones that they put the juice in and throw
yeah,
them over the wall.
they're called like
So you know what's going
I
on?
know exactly what's going on. I know about the 9 original ones, blah blah blah, and all this shit. So yeah.
You seem to be well versed in this.
Oh,
Like,
it
are you
must be on the
sure?
wall, dude. I don't know. You know, could it be the rest of the world that we're gonna stomp into oblivion eventually?
Actually, I don't know.
oh
Oh,
Well,
okay. I'll shut the fuck up now.
oh no, no, no. So here's Patrick. The problem here for me it wasn't. It's not It's not the content. It's how much of it there is.
There is a
That's
shitload.
that's the issue. That
There's a
like
shitload. So
that is a commitment. So yeah, I
what?
was.
It's just 4 seasons.
if you want to watch a recap video, that's like 3 hours long. So it is. There is a lot of shit.
I mean, and that's
Hey, that's not gonna work, dude.
Why not? See, I
that's
told
what she
you.
does. That's what she does to Pat.
Right, and there's a reason why I said this is a turnstile. You're not allowed to jump it, and you got to keep
I
track
thought you
of
were gonna
it.
go through
No, she wants to that, but she would
absorb,
like to do more of that.
absorb my heat.
and
She
give
would like to
someone else.
actually assume your entire shelf space there. So
Well, I got to tell you,
leave just a little like half inch for your butt to fit on it. Yeah.
given how much heat she produces, I don't think she's actually like absorbing. I think she's giving it to you.
Gotcha.
She radiates.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
There you go. All
it
right.
was so cute. So that's the thing is I had a student when I was tutoring. I was like, "What are you watching?" And he's like, and this is of course one of my Russian kids watching the Attack on Titan is very cool. Well, I don't know, I've heard of it. It's like
Giant humans eat others.
he said something like that, not word for word, but pretty close. And he said it Russianly.
Yeah.
So and
Big
so
naked beast man.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
He throws lots of rocks.
Oh, that one, yeah.
and I told him I was like, I haven't seen it. I've seen like a couple of shots from it, and it looks horrifying. He's like, it is.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, well let me watch some of this here. And yeah, and it was just I was like, this is interesting. I don't hate these characters. It's not annoying. I don't know if like the dub is any different, but like the at least the Japanese people weren't annoying. Because usually that's the first thing that'll turn me off. It's like
The dub is pretty rough.
if there's
I can't watch it without the dub because I'm usually doing something else. So
I get
Fair enough,
fine
but-
dove.
the dub is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if I hear
it's it's
and this
little speed racery.
That's the voice.
It's a little speed racery. Yeah.
and there's a couple of voices in there. If I hear those, I'm like done. I can't deal with it. It's like it's like Chinese water torture. I'm like it's gonna like no matter how much I try to forget about it and just let it pass, it'll get me eventually. And
I
yeah,
have too many voices that do that to me. I
Oh,
don't know if
God.
there's any. I'll watch pretty much.
You guys, the other guy that got me watching. Oh, what the fuck was it?
Is it anime or?
Yeah. It's an old one. It's one with Spike and Jet and
Cowboy Bebop.
yeah, Cowboy
Oh,
Bebop. Thank you.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I actually screen scraped those on YouTube TV a while ago.
Oh,
so
okay,
they're
yeah.
still in there. I was like, oh fuck, I'll watch this with all that fucking Sci-Fi Channel, commercials.
Well, yeah, and that show it's only 26 episodes. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
It's short.
great.
Yeah, and they're short too. So
Just half hour.
Yeah, they're short. Well, with commercials,
Yeah.
like 26 minutes.
Well, and especially like if you're watching them off the platforms where it's like skip intro, skip credits.
It's like
It's 22
Yeah.
minutes.
Mine doesn't do that. I have
Yeah.
to sit there and hit the button. Otherwise, I'm listening to the same, like hits again for Stargate.
Yeah.
I never finished that one. I got about halfway through.
What, Stargate or Bebop?
No, Bebop.
Oh, Bebop.
I've never watched Stargate.
The TV show?
Either one.
Oh, you never seen the movie?
No.
I watched that again not too long ago. It's still fun.
It's fine for what it is.
It's fine for what it
But
is.
it's not-
I mean, the ending is really good. It's like obvious. It's like put the thing in the thing, and they're like, let's put the thing in the thing, and it explodes the thing, and then we all go home.
Okay, so one movie that I thought I was done with, but I recently did rewatch because it had been like 20 years. Was I did rewatch Escape from New York, and you know what? That movie is fucking better than I remember. It's
That's the one where they say the president, right?
that's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the president is the fucking like doctor from Halloween.
Correct.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So,
ridiculous.
oh man, I haven't seen that one. I don't know. It's been a minute, but it was not that long ago. I caught like the ass end of Escape from L.A. So
That one's not good. It's
so
That one is
awful.
shitty.
It's fun to watch.
I mean, I love that. That's the joke. I love that everybody says he's dead. I'm like, this is actually pretty funny. It's like
It is pretty fun.
it doesn't work for two movies.
No,
It works for one.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the one where they land on the Twin Towers, isn't it? Oops.
That's true. As if that wouldn't be the first thing that a penal colony would scrap for parts from the top down,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
or get it with planes.
Or whatever. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Did they have planes in the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They have planes. In fact, that's how the movie starts. Is a plane is going over this penal colony, and it crashes
Yep.
in New York,
In
which
New
is a
York,
penal.
which is a penal colony. It's been sealed off, and it's full of like fucking gasoline, sand based. Well, I guess scrap metal based colony.
Yeah, there's a very jive attitude to it, I should say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I did watch Judge Dredd a little while ago.
I
Wait,
guess you're going
The
Wait,
original one, yeah.
Stallone or
The Stallone one, yeah.
Is there another one?
Yeah,
yeah,
there's a newer one.
there's
Oh.
one with Carl Urban that
Yeah.
is actually it's
Really?
yeah.
Yep.
I think I know.
Totally went under the radar. It's actually really quite good. You know what it reminds me of?
That's the first one.
Not really. Did any of you guys actually ever see The Raid?
Oh,
That is a There's two of them. They're both fantastic. It's
I'm thinking of a different movie. That's not the one where they're trying to get in the police station, is it?
no, not in the police station. No, this is
Okay.
this is the they're actually like in a criminal tenement, right? And so the cops are there they come in to basically arrest somebody, right? But somebody's an informant. And so the guys, the
And
basically
they're stuck in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think I have seen it.
And it's basically
Yeah.
it's not something where it cuts in and out of the action. Essentially, it's basically you are following these cops through like a 2-hour event.
Yeah.
And so if they get hurt, they get hurt, and they're gonna fucking like move their shoulder strain for the rest of it, or be injured or whatever like that. And it's crazy how much it engages you.
There's another movie that got me like that. What was it? It was one where aliens are invading LA.
Is it Los Angeles? Battle?
Battle Los Angeles, or is it Battlefield Los Angeles?
Battle
Battle
Los
Los
Angeles
Angeles.
is what it's called.
It's the same
Yeah,
thing where it's
yeah.
like a 2-hour thing where it's just like this is the 2 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they do that whole thing where they fight him and figure out some shit, but then they go back and it's like,
Yeah,
all right, we
yeah.
need more ammo. And the movie ends. Yeah. So
Where it's not cut away, it's
Uh-uh.
not like here's the action, and then like
here's the president.
well, here's the president, but he's not just presidenting. This is like people have finally left him alone, and it's like a little bit dark, and he's looking at this picture of these kids, right? And you know he's got a tough decision to make, right?
Right.
You know, because he's thinking about his kids,
We're gonna nuke it.
right?
Right.
And yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's like looking at a picture of his
Wanna go
kids,
back over there.
and then like a picture of the United States, and having to make that decision.
You need to commit. No, not like my phone. Or no, that's my car keys. That's my butt. Okay.
There you
All right.
go.
Ah.
Maybe I'll try it again. I don't know. Again, I couldn't. It's the same thing where I could never. I only finished one season of My Hero Academia, and I liked that show. It's just there's so goddamn much of
There's
it.
a lot of. I watched that for a little bit when it was like it used to spool on Adult Swim. So
And there's just like a branch off series now too.
yeah,
Yeah, they have like a startup kind of one from the past.
And again, I liked the show. I'm like, there's so much of it.
Just watch.
I can't just walk. And like, I don't like when I work. I have to work. I have to look at the shit.
I don't watch it when I work.
When the fuck do you watch it if it's not when you're working?
he just watches for watching.
I watch stuff.
See, I don't. You know, it's always while I'm doing something else. I'm either playing a game or creating papers or something. You know.
We eat dinner, so the anime stuff we watch when we eat dinner, and then we usually watch one or two after
Eat
that.
as a group.
Me and the kids, yeah,
Wow.
because we all watch anime, and so we'll watch the show. So we'll get through like 3 episodes a night, kind of thing. And
Okay, well, if it's with the kid, all right. So we did. I guess that makes sense, like because it's basically what we used to do with our mom and dad,
yeah,
right? Okay, I got that. Versus, it's like, when does Growing Pains get over? I want to watch something good.
well, and then when I'm not watching with the kids, then I watch more stuff.
That's Three's Company, but
You're right. I know.
that is a far superior show. Growing Pains just took up space for like 8 years.
Well, there was two. It was Growing Pains and Family Ties.
I never
They
really
were
watched
right
Family
there.
Ties.
Family Ties is that the one with Michael J. Fox, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Growing Pains was Kirk Cameron, right?
Yep.
correct.
Okay.
And then Leo.
And then that's a briefly.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Very young, pre-Titanic Leo.
Yep.
So
Yeah, he was there. He was also in a movie called What's Eating Gilbert Grape
right.
with Johnny Depp.
I think the first time that I actually saw him was at Romeo and Juliet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was kind of in there too.
yeah.
That was before pre-Titanic.
That movie was miles up its own ass.
It was totally up its own
Yeah.
ass.
It was fine.
Like miles. Like we're seeing up the back of the throat.
Dude, they all look like fucking Valentinos from Cyberpunk.
They
man.
absolutely
I know it
did.
was stupid.
I know.
Yeah, it's completely up its own ass. So yeah.
It was fine.
It was fine. I'm not saying it was bad. I'm
Oh.
just saying that it was like
Well, they didn't call it Romeo and Juliet on the poster. They put a plus sign.
oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what Edge looked like in like 1990.
We're so old there, man.
That wasn't 1990. That was more like 96.
Titanic was like 97, so that was
it was,
before
it was
that.
1 year before, I think. Because it was in my college.
Yeah,
Somewhere around there.
somewhere in there. And then, like, I don't remember where else I saw him early on. See, I get him confused with Brad Pitt because you're both like stupid, skinny, and smarmy.
I get him confused with Eddie Furlong, and I remember Eddie Furlong was in 2 movies I never saw.
Right, and before he discovered the miracle known as methamphetamine.
I love
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah, love that shit.
No, it's not meth because
He was heroin, man.
He did that thing with drugs and
Yeah, Leo's all does not look like Leo anymore.
No, man. Man, he's a guy that the Diddy volcano. I thought I was going to get his house eventually, but that lava missed him.
You just know.
I can.
It's kind of just like so when it comes down to it, I have to respect the law and say like a jury of his peers said Orenthal James Simpson did not commit this crime, but we know.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Epstein thing has just completely disappeared. 100% memory hole in the last 3 weeks, man.
It seems like a big deal, but it can't find space in this market.
There's no oxygen left in the room, man.
Like just the shit that like I was there last night, and I do mean last night into the wee hours of the morning.
What, selling the XCs?
Yes, basically. So this was I was right there in medias res during the Kimmel firing.
Oh, yeah, I saw that today, man. What's the story behind it?
All right. So there's two components of this where it's I'm going to tell you how both places are saying this. So now, did you see the statement that he made?
No.
All right. So I'm going to put it out there as
Let me guess. It didn't say I apologize. Right. Okay.
It's like he doesn't know that word.
Not at all. Not at all.
So anyway, which show is Jimmy Kimmel? That's
Jimmy
ABC.
Kimmel Live. It's on ABC.
ABC. Okay, yeah, that's that. I meant
I
which
think
network?
It's ABC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because Jimmy Fallon's still on the Tonight Show,
Right.
and
Which
Colbert's
is-
Dunzo.
Colbert is still going, but that
What?
no,
Yeah,
it's still
it's
going,
still
but
going.
it's just that there's an INR. There's an intent to not renew.
He's got an expiration date stamped on him. Yeah.
I was like, I know somebody here knows that term.
This is the tag and release program, man.
So here's the thing. All right. I think it was 2 days ago, right? So the motives of the killer are now well documented. Okay.
Oh, the Kirk killer?
Yes.
Yeah, I did see that.
There is no version of this because they kept trying to say, oh, this is a Groiper. This is actually a Trump supporter. This is blah, blah, blah. Okay. No, that's 100% not true. Even though, like, well, his family is hardcore Republican. It's like, and?
Right, yeah, he doesn't
It's
even live with them.
But
So
he's on his own dating a trans person as a roommate and has trans rights shit and all this other like militant connections to Antifa and all this shit. this was well documented. So what Kimmel does on his show, like the fucking asshat he is, he decides what he's going to say is so. What's really bad here is you have all these MAGA people over there trying to do whatever it takes to score political points by saying the killer is not one of their own. Now, the thing is, everybody knew he wasn't at that point. But the way he said it is basically saying, no, he's one of yours.
Did they tape that show the same day it airs?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Good question. I presume so.
I have no idea.
I presume so, but yeah, you know what? And it would have to, I mean, it would be in the afternoon too, so yeah. But that was known like the day before. So what happens on that here is there's an interview going on where, and this is where the misinformation comes in, right? So one of the FCC guys in an interview, right, is basically saying, this is the dude at the top of the FCC when it comes to this kind of stuff, is like, you know, when you have a public license with this kind of stuff, you are not allowed to knowingly misinform people, right? This is not something where you don't know or you're speculating or anything like that, but you cannot knowingly misinform the public, especially when it comes to something that can cause harm. Now, the thing that's in dispute is whether this guy, he said it on an interview, but people don't know if he made a call to ABC or said anything like that where it was like, hey, this is going on, or like a threat. Okay. Nobody knows that for sure, but they knew in the interview that the FCC guy said that. Right now.
So this was the day after he did that monologue.
Right. Basically. So he did that in the night. And so in the morning of, that's when that basically came through. Now, so what happens is.
So that's a different story than I heard. Interesting.
Well, so here's the thing is, as a result of this, the affiliates that own ABC basically came in there and said, like, oh, fuck this. It's like, we're not even going to give him a chance, because they said, we're not going to give him a chance to go on the next day. We're suspending it indefinitely right now.
See, and so there's a timeline issue there, because I heard that their biggest affiliate, and I don't think the affiliates actually own ABC. It's kind of the other way around. Don't the affiliates license material from ABC?
Mm-hmm. It's weird.
So I don't know anything about that. So, but anyway, like, so there's a letter out there that's dated like the day after, coming from their biggest affiliate, or one of the big ones, that says, we're taking this time spot back.
Yep.
You know, and you need to pull him off the air. And then that guy had the interview. I don't think the FCC got involved before the affiliates did.
That's the thing, is that's where people don't know if he spoke to ABC first.
Yeah, okay.
Then had the interview. This is where it becomes a little bit sticky.
Around.
Not that fucking matters. This is not the huge part of this.
No, it doesn't really matter.
Because ultimately, that's the truth of the matter. Okay,
yeah.
Is you can't do that. But what you're talking about with the affiliates here is, so there's one group that basically owns. So ABC is a general network, like you're talking about, but you have it Colorado Springs, Denver, all this other stuff.
Yeah,
so
but they're all owned by large companies.
This one that owns
multiple ones that,
right.
Well, there's like 5 of them, and they all kind of like, you get Idaho and I get Colorado kind of thing. Yeah.
Turns out there's less of them than you think.
Yeah. Okay.
There's like 3.
But they own across multiple franchises.
Correct.
Okay,
so they're the ones that said to ABC, we're not airing this.
Okay.
Right. This is like we're done with this.
Yeah,
we're not going to carry this.
How did they know what? Did they watch the show before it goes on?
Oh, I don't know.
Good question.
Yeah,
that didn't come up.
Because otherwise, how would they know to have yanked it?
Oh well, because
it played the night before.
Oh, it showed.
Yeah, it showed, and they got the letter.
Oh, okay.
Played, this is reactionary too.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they said no. Then basically the powers that be at ABC, the network proper, said,
Bob Iger said, "You're out of here, buddy."
He's like, we don't do this here. So the funny thing about this is what I think is absolutely. So the 2 narratives on this here is, so you sent in your FCC goons to shut him down because you got your feelings hurt, right? versus, and that's where the fucking like the ridiculousness has come up. Was like, oh, so you guys are all about that cancel culture now. It's like, actually, guys, so here's the difference. So you were taking people and following them at their jobs and chasing them out when they said, you know what, I don't think that men should play in women's sports. You, on the other hand, have taken a killing, right, and have basically said, this guy is one of yours when you know that he's not, right? And on top of that, the people that are losing their jobs right now aren't the people that said, a man can't play in a woman's sport. It's, I am celebrating the death of somebody I disagree with, and I wish more of it on other people. That's the difference. So there's this thing. It's like, oh, so you guys don't believe in the First Amendment now? It's like, fuck all of you, right? This is where it has been all the past 2 days. The past 2 days, this has been discussing. So from that, there's been this. I think this is amazing. So you have this group of people who, I guess I'm kind of like this, but it's more on like a product thing. It's like, stop pandering to people. Like, stop gender switching and all this other shit, right? That's the thing I don't like. It's like, fuck this. So then when Kimmel gets canned, right, then you have the far left people who said, like, oh, you didn't stand up for Kimmel when he did this? Fuck Disney.
They weren't watching him anyway.
So I did the numbers. So I checked the numbers on this, Patrick. Would you like to know what kind of numbers Jimmy Kimmel draws an evening?
345,000.
Less.
Okay.
His
I just pulled that off because I saw
Across the
episode
country?
345.
proximity.
Yeah, it's stunning. It's stunning.
So the Nielsen rating on this is 0.16. You know what that means?
160,000 people.
No, it's a little bit more than that because it's
Okay.
basically that is the percentage of available watchers
Oh, okay.
in total. They get 0.16 of them. So it ends up being about
Oh, so it's a
200.
proportion?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Correct. So what I want you to think about here is when shows like Cheers used to get like a 16.9.
That's not fair.
Yeah, it's
I understand
also
that,
not fair.
but I want to put it in
Poor
perspective.
options.
No,
Just not.
no cable.
Yeah.
I just want to put it in perspective, like when they used to use these Nielsen numbers, and some people will say like, "Wow, like we got canned with an 11.8." Right? I just want you to know what those numbers used to look like, but they got a 0.16, and so the argument here is that they are paying Jimmy Kimmel $16 million a year to get a 0.16 demo. The thing is, the big speculation is that ABC proper saw like they have been trying to dump this
An
prestige
escape
shit for
clause.
years,
Yeah.
right? And they're
Oh,
like, finally, this albatross of a fucking show that we can't get rid of.
never let a good crisis go to waste.
Yeah.
Yes. Do I think it's all one thing? No, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think it's what's that term where you're like, well, I'm going to bomb this bridge, but like 2 of Hitler's goons are right here and I have extra bombs.
You might as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a target of opportunity.
Target of opportunity.
Okay, so I think it's a little bit of that where like, all right, as you said, never let a good crisis go to waste. I think this is a perfect time for them to say like, this is a violation of contract. You're out.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And it has basically been the shitstorm of the past like 2 days, and rightly so. I mean, this is good stuff.
See, I only turned on Fox the last couple of days, and both times I turned it on, it was about Trump just being in England.
That was
And,
funny.
and
Yeah.
then they were just like showing that he's doing this and she's doing this, and I was just like, all right, sports it is.
Sports it is, yeah.
Like, I gave you a shot.
And there's like
You're going on for like 15, 20. I was like, no. So I didn't even like know the news.
Well, if you were watching that, I couldn't tell. Is it an AI picture or not of like Trump eating spaghetti with a bib?
I have
That's
not
got to
seen
be
it.
AI.
Well, it's not an actual bib, but it's just like, all right, if it comes up, you'll see it, you'll know. But
Okay,
otherwise,
yeah.
I saw something that said that the first speech he gave after hearing Kirk got shot was AI. Because like they looked at his hands and you could see like they weren't.
Yeah, I saw that one
Right.
too, but it wasn't AI.
It wasn't.
It wasn't AI.
It was just the shadows.
No, they use a filter on it. So, yeah.
Mm.
So, because, like, I mean, I watch some of the morning shit, where they catch him at the helicopter. Dude, when he's not in the Oval Office, that dude's looking a little rough. He's,
He's 80 or whatever he is.
he's 80.
79.
79.
Yeah, he is like, because I watched him do a presser in front of the helicopter before he left. And I mean, it was like, I mean, he's going silver rapidly.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and he doesn't. You can tell that he's not doing the tanning bed stuff anymore. He doesn't put on the orange makeup. So there's kind of a zero shits kind of given now. So yeah, it's starting to show a little bit because I saw him in that speech, and then he did another one where it's because he's reading off a teleprompter in those things, and so it's all set up with the lighting and everything like that, and they're using a filter on it. So sometimes it'll fuck up little details here and there.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I was like looking, I'm like,
Could it be? Yeah.
You're right. Those
Maybe.
fingers are not working quite right. Like when they're going, because he's moving his fingers back and forth, like and sometimes it pop, and it's like, yeah, AI does have a problem with hands.
It used to.
It used to.
I mean, that's the thing is AI has come so far so fast.
Just in like 8 weeks, man.
I mean,
It's
it's
crazy.
like so. This is this goes into like the video game thing here, right? So there was. I don't know if you heard about the release of Borderlands 4.
No.
All right, now I haven't been huge onto the series. I bought the second one, played it for a little bit. This is a game to be played with friends and swap loot and that kind of stuff. I'm like, this is okay. This is sort of fun to play, but man, these characters will not shut the fuck up. And it is just like there are games where it is like intolerable, right? Where they keep chiming in with the same stupid things. It is the same like meandering like millennial writing shit. I'm like, I can't take this. So I'm like, as much as that's kind of cool, I'm like, all right, I'm done with this. So the fourth game comes out. People are waiting on this, and it runs like hammered shit, right? And it's just another.
Did you buy it?
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
Because the thing was like, okay, maybe I'll try it out. But then when I saw like people running with 5080s and 90s are getting like fucking 33 frames per second.
Yeah, that's not good.
Right? This thing is running like total shit. And so this sort of like comes into that's where that like video game question comes in is like, how much further is the tech gonna go until it has to take a switch? And that's where like sort of like the AI thing is coming in here where that's still growing exponentially, but in like gaming, it's coming down like this where the gains are so minimal at this point that until something happens with that, like until it hits a new paradigm, it's like it's done.
Yeah, but I mean, people still like they'll buy,
Oh, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you get the thing is at that point it's like, well, what can you do with the games that make them interesting versus letting the power sort of push you forward, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like they've tried a couple different things here and there. Nobody knows exactly what AI is going to do to games just quite yet.
And that may be a part of it. That may be the next thing that needs to happen.
It might absolutely be a part of it, but the other thing is like there's just they're chasing a lot of market that's just not there now anymore. So I mean, a lot of people, if you look at the stats, a lot of people have rotated out of gaming. So a lot. Okay, just because it's same, kind of stuff over the last 10 years or so. The kids don't game as much as we did. So,
and they're playing things that don't. Your kids do.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's different. I mean,
they're not chasing power, are they? It's not like I need
an upgrade to my machine every year and a half.
No. Yeah, they're playing Roblox and stuff. So yeah, they're not even spending money.
Well, so like back in the day, like there were two divisions of like quote unquote casual gaming for boys. It was you're either playing Call of Duty or you're playing Madden.
Yeah.
Right? Because those were the incremental games that
you get a new one every year.
Jumped on that.
Yeah.
And Madden would look a little bit better each year, but when it went from one console to the other, it's like, wow, okay, you look like you don't have like, a syndrome anymore. You look a little bit more like Michael Strahan, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. and so the generational leaps would actually look good at graphics, right? Um, but that was something that you chase with that. That's where you're like, the graphics looking good. But they've kind of hit this wall on that. And it's been sort of like stuck there for like 10 years, where even the change in consoles, I'm like, I'm not really seeing it, man.
Some of that has to do with like consolidation of different platforms and different
Oh, it's a
engines
fucking
too.
mess, too. Yeah.
So like, I mean, Unreal's been around. Fuck, Five's been around what, 8 years, 9 years now.
Not
You're
that
still
long, but it's
using
on
it.
there,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know. So I mean, they tried other things like VR didn't really take off because it absolutely makes certain people fucking rip roaringly seasick.
Yeah, well, you're right, but also the performance requirements
It's
are extremely
brutal.
problematic.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
You know, so
You have to generate as many pixels for both eyes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, the only one of those that I've seen that's really effective is anything that's basically stationary, like you're in a cockpit or something. You know, so because I've seen those goofy ones where the guys are like running on the little pads and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Imagine playing a 3D shooter in that. How many polygons it's going to generate?
Tons.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Well, so the games that absolutely work in there are the ones that, it's like Office Manager 2026.
Right. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You wobble the arm around and
You get the noodle arm.
right, it's a stapler and you.
I didn't get far, but I played the Batman game. It was pretty.
Was it cool?
It was really.
Yeah.
Sweet. But it was starting to make me. Like I was starting to feel it a little bit. It's like, so, but it was pretty cool.
I mean, I don't want to see you barf, but I wouldn't stop you if it was.
I would take it off before. Like, no,
Barf into
no, this is not happening, guys.
It used to be like one of my favorite things was, watching football and seeing dudes occasionally.
Yeah.
Like I remember watching Donovan McNabb
On
from
a
the
Super
football.
Bowl, man.
Yeah. And it's like stringing out of his face mask and all this other stuff. I'm like, that's nasty. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. My kids, they don't spend money on me.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit on some Robux to get a new outfit or something, but
that's like what the fuck is their Madden?
There is no Madden anymore, Jeff. It just doesn't exist. I mean, especially since titles come out so infrequently now. Your big dog titles. I mean, we're gonna get GTA 6 next year, and that's been what 12 fucking years in the making.
God, I thought that was going to come out like 2 years ago.
Oh, it's supposed to come out several times, but
on top of that, the fifth one is still making grips of money.
Yeah, it still makes money.
It's unreal.
Yeah. So,
But because there's no that has that market. Like it's yeah.
Yeah.
Well, boy bought the sequel to Hollow Knight, but I don't know
I was gonna say, yeah.
how long of a gap that was between that, and that game only cost $20.
$20.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they're not spending money. They spend more money buying a new controller because they wear it out.
Right.
That's it.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. No.
Shit, man, most kids don't even use controllers anymore. So, you see that controller sales are like.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So.
They're just using keyboard?
Huh?
Just keyboard?
Oh.
Gotcha.
We don't count those.
We don't count phone
Phone
games, so but that's what almost everybody plays, or they'll do it on a tablet. So
Good point.
yeah,
Yeah, I guess that's the only game I play.
I mean, so they did come out with a new Switch, right? Or is it coming?
yeah, it's been out.
It's out.
So that's going to be like the last console that you're going to see for like a fucking decade.
Well, this is where I'm kind of at a loss. I'm like, yes and no. I feel like the weird thing is I feel like we've actually kind of been at this impasse before, right? And it's a question of where you decide to take this. And if there's a different kind of architecture or something out there that's brewing, I don't know what it is, right? And the same thing, look, when we had this like really bad time, right? There was this like really bad time of like console gaming, not in terms of like it was rough as far as choice, but there was this period where a bunch of companies saw this and said like, I got an idea.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of kids and teenagers and young adults lot of dudes spent money on shit that wasn't going to pan out because they all thought these guys had this take of like, what is going to succeed the Super Nintendo and the Genesis, right? And so there are people that in like 1992 or whatever ended up doling out like $799 for a Panasonic 3D,
Yeah.
right? Or you got suckered into buying an Atari Jaguar, right? A few people got that too. And even at that time, nobody knew how like the PlayStation or the Saturn or the Nintendo 64 was really going to play out. And there were all these other competitors, right? Um, and it ended up being kind of a rough thing until something actually settled it out. They said, like, okay, well, what works for this? Okay, well, the Saturn has these great chips for 2D architecture, which would be sort of a continuation of what was going on from before. But the PlayStation has better 3D architecture, right? And so when that ended up, taking over here, and then the Nintendo 64 comes out, I was like, well, this is good for 3D architecture, but it has a really teensy tiny storage device, right?
Yeah.
And
So it's always give take. Yeah.
it was like they didn't know whether to like triple down and invest in what they had
Yeah.
or take a risk with something else, right?
Yeah.
Where it was like nobody knows how this is going to turn out.
No, the
And-
whole idea was to get the largest install base possible. There's famous case studies on this out there in marketing, about how Sony, basically doubled down and they said, "Hey, man, we're going to do captive architecture on all of our games, all right, and then that way at least we can develop something within house because we have a captive audience to actually sell it to."
Well, they didn't have that when they first came out with that.
No, they didn't. That was later. So that's what I'm saying. So
In fact,
that's when they sorted it out a little bit.
Their whole foray into that happened because of a bad, merger with Nintendo.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm going to tell you right now, my money would be on cloud computing. So,
I guess.
well, especially if you start seeing more AI features within games. So it's going to need access to some sort of AI, like LLM or something like that. And so it's got to have some kind of active. And so you don't even need the hardware on your end anymore. So,
Well, so I'm with you 100%. There's two problems with that, right? Is cloud computing and gaming requires so much bandwidth
correct.
and so much like you can't fuck around with internet speeds. You cannot have pauses. You can't have anything like
Yep.
that here. That'll ruin everything,
Yep.
right? The other component of this here is the problem with architecture, and this is the weird thing about it, is like ray tracing and path tracing has been a thing since the 20 series,
Yep.
right? So this is like at least 10 years old now.
Yep.
And it's
Dude, I have a 2070 and I can ray trace on mine.
you can't
Yeah.
very limited stuff, and your frame rate is going to get cut in half. Right?
It's better now. So, I mean, they've done a lot of stuff with VSync and stuff like that over the years. So that it actually, like,
It's better. It's not good. I mean, that's
dude,
the
Cyberpunk ray traces like a bitch on my machine. It's awesome. So, and I easily pull 60 FPS.
right. But how old is that game?
Oh, I know, but it looks
That's-
beautiful.
That's what I'm. Well, no, but that's what I'm saying here. Is if you're taking a 7-year-old game,
Yeah.
right, and saying like, yeah, it looks beautiful. Yes, of course,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's the architecture it was made for. But
Yeah.
the stuff where they're trying to implement it into more things, like that kind of stuff, a lot of people turn it off, right, because
Yeah.
it's such a resource hog.
It
And
can be.
well, it always is. It's how much of it that you use.
It depends
right?
on what kind of game you're playing too.
Right.
I mean, if you're playing a Twitch shooter, yeah, that matters. So, like a lot of other games, yeah.
If your game is basically like, if it's sort of like soft and moody and kind of
Mhm.
like that, you're
No problem.
the atmosphere is telling the story, great.
Yeah.
But as I said, like in Battlefield 5, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit there and like while I'm trying to shoot the shit out of people, I'm not going to look in a puddle and be like, man, the fucking raise is traced, yo. That's
You're not
not-
going to give a shit, man.
No, no.
You got to work on that K to D, bro.
That's correct, right? And so there's this thing. The thing that they're up against here is always most of our rendering. This is the bottleneck that they're at here is like most of our rendering and most of our resources go to shit that you will never ever see,
Mhm.
right? Because at any point, if I'm looking down the center of the screen, the game doesn't know if I'm going to turn left or if I'm going to turn right. So it has to render fully, basically both possibilities, right, at all times.
Yeah, I know.
And so what they're trying to do is basically kill how much of that background rendering is being done so that if you're doing this from a different angle, you can have like a tenth of the power,
Mhm.
but still be getting like twice as much performance.
Yeah.
And so that may be the thing here is what's the next thing? Is it something where it's addition by adding more power, or is it addition by subtracting the load? And they haven't been able to figure that out yet. They're trying to do that with DLSS and machine learning. It's just not working.
It's not working just great
Yeah.
yet. So, yeah, and I mean, some of that stuff's really difficult to predict anyway. So, I don't know though, man. I mean, I think that so the thing about the market is it's getting stretched. Okay, so unlike 10, 15 years ago where you had this large block of gamers who fit in this one age category,
Yeah.
okay, who all wanted to play what the next fucking Call of Duty was.
Yeah.
Now you have people who are 48
Yes.
who might play that, all right, but would be willing to pay $200 for it if it was good. And then you have people who want $7 skins in Roblox. And that didn't exist 15 years ago, man.
The very concept of free to play.
What? Yeah, exactly.
It's like, well, then how do you make money? It's like, well, so we have 20 million people playing. It's like, this is like, so these 14 guys,
Right, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how they're paying $200,000 a piece, but they are.
Yeah. So they bought the biggest battleships in the galaxy, man. So
That was the thing of you. And you know, that was a free to play game. That's right.
it still is, Jack.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like you change it, it's like where libertarianism goes wrong. Is
Yeah.
where that's all about. But wow.
Yeah,
so I don't know. And
I don't know, man.
what I will say is, like, if you go back to, you owned one of these back in like '84 or '85, I remember. So you bought the original Nintendo back then, right?
Yeah, we had the NES.
The games that came out for that original hardware were very simple, right? A lot of them were single screen games, right? Like Mario Brothers 1 or like Pinball, where it would like go up a little bit, like gyro mode.
We had Super Pitfall, and we had in the very beginning.
Yeah, I'm talking about the black box games.
Yeah, I know. We had 3. I can't think of the third one.
Like I presume like Duck Hunt or something was in there. You're counting that.
Mom wouldn't let us buy the gun. So, yeah, we were not allowed to have the gun. We almost got the robot.
Oh.
Yeah, the robot that would play with you. Yeah.
Played 2 games.
Played 2 games.
Gyro Mite
It's
was
a
one of them.
little thing about this big.
His name is Rob. He would basically turn like this, grab a ring, turn like this, and put it down like on the controller. If you saw him, you'd be like, I remember that.
You would, yeah.
I think I know Rob because he's in Super Smash Bros.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
That's
what
what I know.
Yep.
I didn't know where he was from. I just knew Rob was there.
Rob is an embarrassment in video game history. So back in the day, they wouldn't put toy consoles in toy stores unless it looked like a toy.
Yeah.
You would have to buy that thing at like fucking Radio Shack.
We did buy ours at Radio
There you go. Right? So until they made that robot, they're like, oh, well, now this has a toy component. It works on exactly 2 games. And how does it do it? Well, this is ridiculous. So you see the robot. You put the player 2 controller in his hands.
Yep.
Right? And what he would do is he had a little top, right? A little spinning top. What he would do is he would take the top and put it on either A or B. And that would cause, like in a game that you were playing, like Gyro Mite, right? You would hit a switch on the screen. Rob would go ahead and press that button to open up side A or B. Now, the funny thing is, you could still play that 2-player without Rob.
Yeah, you could.
Because the other person takes the controller, and they press A, or they press B.
Gotcha.
And this $150 ass fucking contraption.
Dude, it was kind of cool.
It was
man.
awesome.
It was kind of cool. Yeah.
But once you was like, that's it. This is all you.
Well, yeah. No, I had another buddy who had it, and then once we checked it out, we went back and asked Mom if we could get the gun.
He played it off like he was thinking.
Right, but I mean, come on, man. We were like, what, 9 at that time? We figured it out. So, I think the only gimmick that we had the running pad.
We had
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
you
until,
can smack your hand.
well, that's what everybody figured out about 10 minutes after owning it was that you could just pound on it, and then just like run like fucking itchy legs. Yeah.
Your long jumps could be really long.
Oh yeah, you would just go like into space.
Yeah. So those early games, like that thing ran for like 9 years,
Yeah.
and so the development of games on that limited hardware over time improved exponentially because they weren't just trying to brute force what was on there.
Yeah, I know.
They had to work with the limitations in there. They would put extra chips in the carts. They would do things like that there, and that may be where the games actually get better. Is they say, look, we're bottlenecked here on tech, right?
Well, I mean,
What do
what
we
does
work
better
with?
mean? I mean, like, how much better can it look?
Maybe it's not about look. Maybe
Well,
it's about how it plays. Maybe it's about what does the game
maybe.
do now.
Yeah, what does it actually do now? I mean, you're
Yeah.
talking like multiple particle effects that you can't do right now just due to limitations. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea, man. It's just it's like the movie industry on steroids because I mean, like they upload thousands of games a week
Yes.
onto Steam,
Correct.
and like it's just I mean, and some of them are so esoteric that a lot of these guys are shooting for player bases of like 10 to 15,000 players, where they can actually sit and turn profit on some kind of little miniature castle city builder or something like that. You don't need upgraded architecture for that, Yeah. And so that's my point is the market is so fragmented now that like our marshaling resources around like either a new console or a new paradigm shift is going to be completely dependent on finding a part of the market that's large enough to sustain that kind of investment. So,
And it's harder to build architecture for that kind of stuff when you don't know what kind of games that people want out of this, right?
Yeah.
So if you're trying to, like, if it's 1993 and like your buddy Sid Meier is like, I want you to build consoles that can make these kind of like colonizing games like superb.
right, yeah.
Like,
They'd be like, "Fuck off, man! Where's the part where you like have lather and
well, then,
there's some race cars in it, man?"
I understand what you're saying here, but I want to show you these sales charts. It's like I move product, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, he also did all his own programming. And the other guy. I mean, you're
Totally
talking about a
understand.
five-man shop. I mean, the original Civ, he did all the fucking artwork and it shows. Dude.
You're not wrong, man. It's. Although I will say, like the original pixel art on that is,
It's charming.
it's delightful.
Yeah.
It encaptures an age so well. But yeah, that's the thing is if it's just going to get to this point where if your style of things that you're building are so diverse, it becomes very difficult to say what's the uniform architecture that we want to have for all these things because they need different stuff.
Well, yeah, I guess that's where I kind of see it going. I see it going like restaurants. Okay, you're not going to eat at fucking Applebee's all the time, And so in the future, when you
Yeah.
have a lot of people who can make a lot of different things, you're going to pick up a game from like Mama's local game kitcheria,
Right.
down here where the guy who made it. Okay, and then it's like great, that's cool, but you'll still go to Applebee's every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like before where you all get like the exact same Pop Tart.
All we had sometimes was like we're all eating that same Pop Tart.
Yeah. And that's just not going to happen anymore, man. I mean, it will. It's like so fractured anyway right now. I mean, I just see that with the handful of games that I play. I mean,
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah.
even like some of the games that are a little bit bigger or have a little bit bigger install bases. I mean, they're so sensitive to like certain peculiarities of their audiences that it's really easy to turn somebody off to it and say, "Oh, fuck this," this one's stupid.
Yeah.
Like Skylines.
Skylines is a hard sell. It's like, do you want to spend money on something that just doesn't work and isn't fun?
Yeah.
Like, have I got the game for you?
Right, yeah. Buddy, pull up a chair. So I
Bring
have
your
no
wallet,
idea,
man.
man. We'll see. We'll
Well,
see.
again, this goes back to the Cheers thing. It's like, yeah, when you have episodes that get like a point or like a 20 in the rating in 1985, yes, everybody played it because that's all there was.
Yeah, of course.
But when you come in here and you're like, a 0.16 keeps you on TV.
And I'd be curious what the other guys were at.
It's right around the same.
Yeah, see, I'm not surprised by that. So does that mean that Jimmy Fallon, the death of Jimmy Fallon,
He's next.
or no? Yeah, Fallon is on the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Kimmel's the guy who got canceled.
Yeah,
yes, got it.
And Colbert is the one that said, like,
Right.
start packing up now.
Right, yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
So we're going to shoot you into the sun, dude.
Yeah.
So,
during that time slot, what would have had the best rating?
Well, and see, I was watching like an article, or this is like we can plug in fucking Prices Right in the evening.
Well, it's funny that you say that. What they did instead of airing Kimmel was they played an episode of Celebrity Family Feud.
Wow,
It's funny that you say that.
that's hilarious.
So so this was the thing. You're not going to believe this shit. One of two things happened depending on your affiliate. They either played Celebrity Family Feud,
okay,
or they actually played a tribute to Charlie Kirk.
Oh, see, I heard that was coming up tomorrow night.
It's coming up. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I heard that was coming up tomorrow night.
Because they hadn't made it.
Yeah, no. Like
Right.
the whole funeral thing is on Sunday, I
Yeah.
think. So they're gonna fill. Oh shit! I don't think the Cardinals are playing that day, are they?
Yeah, they play.
Probably not at home.
No, it's at San Francisco.
Oh, okay. So there you go. Within the because I saw that was actually going to be played in that stadium that my in-laws live up next to, the Dome. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
whatever it is. But anyway, well, I don't know. Fallon will probably, like the Tonight Show, will probably live as
By
an
name
institution.
alone?
Yeah, they might get a new dude, in it, but I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe that's. There's the other thing that you have to take on this here is say, like, all right, well, have we tried to go a different direction with this? That's one of the questions is, have we tried to go a different direction? No, you haven't.
It might
you guys,
be time, man.
It's like, try something else. It could bomb on you, and if it bombs on you, you have nothing to fucking lose.
Yeah, I mean, there's just like John Stewart tried to come back and he bombed so hard.
Or he's still on TV, but it's not.
It sucks. It's terrible. So yeah, I mean, he's on his last legs too.
Mhm.
He's trying to do the exact same thing that he was doing back in 2008, and it's just nope.
It's not
There's
working.
no stomach for it, man.
There's no stomach for it. You guys are running the same game plan, and it's crazy that fucking no talent Gutfeld is fucking crushing you.
So what kind of ratings does he get?
1.8? No, I have
No, he's like up there.
I'm curious, like, is
He laps him.
0.016 like just
Yeah, but
the
he's
norm
on cable.
all this stuff?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's on cable. So yeah.
Those are the channels that everyone gets.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, at 10
So-
o'clock, like, I don't know how many people watch stuff, or they're
Oh,
already
dude,
on
I'm glad.
streaming,
I'm
or they're already...
glad Jimmy Kimmel's gone, man, because ABC was
So
my
fucking
network,
annoying.
and like that fucker would pop on after I got done watching the news.
Oh, I don't even watch the news, so...
Yeah, I know. So I think I'm the only one who still watches the news. So
Have I missed anything in the last
the local
20
news.
years?
We built an amphitheater. So
Yeah, you got me.
So yeah, I don't know if there's just no...
I don't.
I don't even know what, like, the major shows that come on, like, in the evenings get.
I don't know either, man. I don't watch any of those. I
I
turn
don't
on
watch
the news
any either.
Yeah, if I'm home, I turn on the news at 10.
I don't know what
Let it
prime
rip, and
time
then
shows.
I know to turn it off as soon as Jimmy Kimmel showed up. So yeah, I was like, okay, I guess we're done here. Back to YouTube.
I can't find the exact numbers here, but it's the articles are basically saying that it unseated Gutfeld, unseated. Colbert is the king of late night comedy, and it's just all about ratings. And again, that's a cable versus regular access show.
Yeah, but I'd be curious. Like, are more people watching the Discovery Channel at that time?
Right,
Yeah.
like, it's just random the shopping network more. Like,
Well, let's not forget things. Like if we go back to our history in television, right? There was a time where after like Three's Company or whatever, where it was more profitable for ABC, NBC, and CBS to stop airing programs
right.
and start showing commercials for the Big Green Clean Machine, the Miracle Blade 2.
Right. Yeah. Billy Mays here.
where they were paying
Got
just to
sham
make
wow and cocaine for you.
yeah, they were paying just to show long commercials
Right.
because it got them more than what they would have
But
with
see,
their own
my understanding
programming.
that would be the affiliates that did that.
That's correct.
Yeah, okay.
But I mean, in that regard, it's the same. It's still the same.
Because I remember for years, like, I used to watch. I can't remember. Let's see, because Craig Ferguson was the Late Late Show.
Yes.
Was he after Letterman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I used to watch that, and then so that would end at what 11:30?
11:30.
Oh boy. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think you're right.
11:30.
Yeah.
And then immediately it would go to like some fishing show done by a local guy.
There's so much goddamn.
Or Bob Vilo's around the house. So yeah, and then once you got past one or two of those local things like that, then it would go to ShamWow times. So yeah, but I remember as a kid when you'd actually get the national anthem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then
It's
you
like,
get and
that's
then
it.
we're done. See, I remember that. Because you stayed up there like, holy shit, man, we're not supposed to be up anymore.
It's done. What are we gonna do now?
It's weird to think about it. It's when even television said we're done with you.
We're done with you, yeah.
You must do something else.
You must
Go
do
to
something.
bed.
Yeah. Don't you have to work tomorrow?
Or school or something.
And you're that one dude at 7-Eleven, fucking like with the TV, like fuck.
Yeah. God damn it. Well, that's when you switched over to Coast AM.
Yeah, it'd be radio.
Well,
Radio.
okay, so here's the thing. That is one of the. I know this sounds crazy, but that was one of the advantages of cable TV was that it would keep going because this was paid services.
Right.
It would keep going when that shit was over.
Yeah, I mean, even the news channels would just flip over their coverage and it'd be like, welcome back, it's 7 o'clock. It's like liars.
Think about how many you remember like shows like channels like WGN. Like, I'm going a little bit past this here, but like WGN and like Denver's 2 and stuff. They would start their mornings with clown shows.
Oh, yeah. What was that guy's name? I remember
I
it.
just
know the one.
He was the local guy. That's Binky. The
Yeah,
clown.
I
Yeah.
just know the guy. Bozo or something.
No, that was Binky. So,
Well, the local guy wasn't he?
yeah.
Wasn't he
Denver's
Bozo?
2 was Bozo.
Bozo
I
was
think
fine.
you're
Might have been
right.
Bozo.
I think you're right. Yeah. And
he looked like he smelled like Scott.
so we are talking about the same.
There's no question there.
Those wavy lines.
His voice was like scratchy as shit for like a clown
It was,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's exactly what they make fun of on TV and like get the guy that.
Dude, every local station had
Yeah.
one of those. So every one of the major affiliates had one of those. So I remember that because they have those morning kids shows. I mean, and this is where Sesame Street actually had like a dedicated block, and it took a while to get to it, kind of thing. So
It's a very different. Like people don't know. People like that.
No.
That thing that people remember about clowns and stuff. They won't know that because that's not something you see on TV. It's not. It's just not that part of. There's no.
It's still in sitcoms where the clown's like the drunk guy and this is like his last spool of life kind of thing.
I can see that.
it.
But the thing of like waking up with the kids and like, hey, look,
Oh, that yeah.
here are your 3 balls. Throw these in these buckets, and you're gonna win like a bicycle or something like that.
Well, they teach you numbers and letters and shapes and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
That classic.
Well, I think that was because, like, under some of that, see, and this is the thing I don't really understand, because they've been talking about the FCC for the last couple of days. It occurred to me the FCC only applies to those over the air. Yeah. It's like, why the fuck did we should delete this thing?
That's
right. It's like the TSA. We just need to get rid of it. So
there used to be this thing. Will knows all about this. There used to be this thing called the Comics Code.
Yeah.
And it was there in like the 50s, and it was because like people pitched a fit because like Tales from the Crypt had like intestines pulling and all this stuff. I'm like, all right, I got it. You can put a label on here, but it's not going to change anything.
No.
Boys want to read boy comics, whatever. So they had this thing going on for years, and they would put this little tag on there. And as the years went by, it just became very clear that this tag is just something you put on.
It just doesn't matter. Yeah.
Nobody's
It's
even
like
looking.
what is it? The T for teen.
Oh, yeah.
MA plus. Yeah.
I have heard tales of like store clerks not selling that stuff to kids sometimes, but that's
Those days were a long time ago. Yeah. So that was back when like Tipper Gore was cruising around, looking for that shit. So, yeah, those are different days, man.
I mean, but yeah, and so that thing where they just deleted the code because people just started doing stuff, and they're like, I know it says that this code is on here, but that guy is actually like laser sawing drug dealers in half,
Yeah,
right? What exactly does this code protect against? So like nothing.
nothing.
And then like 1 year, it was just gone.
Yeah.
Nobody missed it. There was no like,
No, there was
no funeral. They're like, we're
there's no great awakening. Yeah.
the same thing. It's famously, it's the Hayes Code. Nobody mourned when it was gone. It's just kind of like, oh, check it out. Like, fucking these people, this man and woman can actually sleep in the same bed on a sitcom.
Yeah.
Oh dear
yeah.
God.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's fine. So, the internet ruined all that anyway. So, as much
Like
debauchery as you ever want to find is no more than 2 swipes away.
That's correct. That's
Yeah.
correct. Which is why the sort of like young man Christian revival is such a fascinating thing for me.
Dude, it's a thing too.
It's unreal.
Some of those numbers that have been coming out lately have been like, what, really? So it's nuts. So, they had this big rally up at CSU the other day.
Did they?
Yeah. So, and it's like in support of Charlie Kirk, and like the amount of Jesus loves you that were like chalked on the sidewalks was impressive. Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a minute.
Exactly. That's what I was like. I was like, wow, okay, yeah. So history may not repeat, but fucking A if it don't rhyme sometimes.
There's a component of this where it's like, hey man, like I can appreciate it. This is a beautiful thing. It's like, all right, so this time around, okay, what you guys have to remember is like this message is cool. People like this part. Okay. Don't think it's your imperative to shut down abortion centers, okay? You let them do what they gotta do. Okay? Don't blow them up.
But they did.
Recently?
Recently? No.
No, that's more or less done with.
Oh, we had that one a couple of years ago where that guy went and shot up the one over there and killed that cop. So
Yeah.
that was only like 5-6 years ago,
Like
maybe.
locally?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I watched local news.
Okay.
And that guy, he's been washed through the system about 100 times. So because he's legitimately insane.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, this was so there was a point of contention, especially following the Kirk assassination, that I went down a rabbit hole, right? Because there's this statistic that pops up. They say like, actually, did you know that always comes up? It says like 76% of murders are done from right extremists.
Well, that's only true if you count prisons.
Actually, Patrick, there's a lot of things that have counted in that. You're right. Prisons are a big part of that.
Right, because the white, the like the skinheads do occasionally like. Well, and those are the things that are counted as racially motivated crime. So yeah,
Racially motivated and automatically counted as right extremists. Right? Now, here's the interesting thing about this.
I'm sure the Black Gorilla family kills people too.
Does not count.
Really? What about MS-13?
Does not count.
The Norteños? No way.
Nope. Does not count. No.
Well, it depends on who you ask.
So there's two places where they pull this information, and it's one is like I have no idea why they actually still rely on this. Is the ADL like this is
you can't do that one.
The ADL also informs basically like the FBI, and so they're the ones that basically they get their information straight from them, rejigger it a little bit. Numbers almost one for one. Now,
the ADL pulls the information from the FBI.
Who's the ADO?
the
Anti-Defamation
Anti-Defamation
League.
League.
Oh,
Well, right. They pull that information, they classify it,
Yeah,
and then basically it gets shot back up the other way.
to the FBI.
Correct. So,
Why would the FBI need their data if they already have the data?
because they're the ones classified. Like, let me give you,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
right.
Yeah.
So let me
Okay.
give you an example of this, okay, right? So,
Okay.
you see what this is the problem.
I see the problem here, but I find it hard to believe that the FBI would actually take the ADL seriously if they're laundering their own fucking data. You know? So,
They match up one for one. They're very, very close in terms of how they categorize. It makes no sense. So say, for example, right, and this is where it comes down to it, like we were talking about abortion clinics, right?
Mhm.
If a person has no right-wing ideology,
It
right?
blows up an abortion clinic. They count it
Right-wing
for most of it. Yeah, I know.
Muslim does the same thing, unaffiliated.
Yeah. Well, unless it's actually Al Qaeda.
No, it still goes as unaffiliated.
Yeah. Okay.
It has its own category.
And who takes these stats seriously?
Well, okay. Well, starting with those three major networks and CNN and all these other places, right? So,
Right.
so
That's really worked out well for them.
this is one of the things where it's like whenever it comes up, it's like actually it's your side that's doing it. All right, so that's part of it. The other piece is you're right. Any white supremacy, okay, gets lumped into this group, whether it's prison killing, whether it's anything else like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know? Okay, so this was the crazy thing when it came to Muslim killings, right? What do you think that there's a connection between the left and the Islamics groups in the United States?
Well, free Palestine, sure.
Okay, how connected do you think they are?
Not.
All right, let me break it down to you. This was staggering. Okay, so there are 8 major areas where we have big Muslim congregations, right?
Michigan.
7 out of 8 of them are firmly under Democrat control.
I'm not surprised by that.
Okay. The other one, the last one is sort of like 50-50.
Well, the way to actually put that would be that those communities elect Democrats.
Well, and that's the second piece of it.
Yeah.
How much do you think Muslims vote for Democrats?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
It's between 70 and 80%.
Okay.
And all major Islamic politicians, all Democrat.
Yeah, I there's probably less than 10 of them. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But that's the thing is like, okay, so even though you have this correlation, completely unaffiliated.
Yeah. So nobody's taking I mean, nobody should take those.
It's
Statistics.
absurd.
Dude, I've been banging on this for years, and I mean, like, there's this guy that I follow, and he does excellent statistics work on any kind of anything crime based whatsoever. He wrote a book about this about 4 years ago, where he basically broke all his stuff down. And do you think like interracial crime is more common than actually like race on race crime?
Interracial crime.
Interracial crime. So a black man killing a white man or vice versa, is that more common than actually like a black man killing a black man or a white man killing a white man?
Oh no.
Not even. You're right.
No.
It's not even close.
No, it's
like 92 to 1 to 8.
Yeah.
Out there. It's not even ridiculously close. But you see some of these crime statistics out there where they say, oh well, what they'll do is they'll manipulate it because there will be variances. So there will be more like black on white crime than there is white on black crime. So, but it's still like 89-11 versus 92 to 8.
But that doesn't include the denominator.
Exactly. It doesn't include the denominator, but they can turn around and say, okay, so that represents a 55% greater chance. But that's not what that means, man. I mean, and they do this shit all the time. And that's why I knew about the prisons, because for years the ADL and the ACLU have counted like prison killings in racially motivated crimes. You can't have a non-racially motivated crime in prison. So it's called politics. Every prison system has politics. And it dictates who you can sit with, where you can eat, who you can trade with, and who you can bunk with, and who you can look at and who you can't. And guess what? It's all race.
Well, and this is the thing, is it's not like.
And then again, if you're actually going to take a look at, so one of the things that the FBI does because they have to, because there's no way to actually like not count it, because it does actually occur within that jurisdiction. But if you live in a jurisdiction that has a prison, the crimes that take place in that prison actually count towards your county statistics.
Right.
Yes, and so
Right.
you can have a county that has 100 crimes a year, okay, which looks awful, but 99 of them are.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
And it
that's
looks like
messed
your
up.
your neighborhood's a shithole. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
but
I mean, the fuckery on this was amazing because the one I was looking up most recently was said, okay, so I said, if you recall, about a week ago, already lost in the haze of news. Remember in Minneapolis where that trans shooter shot up that school?
yeah,
Okay,
that's been memory hold.
not counted as far left.
Yeah, it should be. So
You know why?
no,
They said it's because this person had conflicting things in their manifesto.
yeah,
So even though, and I specifically, like when you have written there, okay, you have basically lots of trans ideology stuff and the words kill Trump written in the book. They
Mhm.
said, but there were other political things that weren't far left.
yeah.
So it can't be counted.
So who's
as far
recording that as that way? Is that just the ADL?
ADL, and it goes to the FBI.
Because I don't know if the FBI actually uses that as a way to actually determine whether or not they're going to put resources on something.
Here's the thing.
So
It depends on how they play it out. Because,
yeah.
like, say for example, the other example that I spoke to the Russians about this,
Mhm.
right, and the Ukrainians, they were more horrified at that North Carolina killing.
I don't even know about that one.
That was the one on the
Oh, on the bus?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course they would be because it's a Ukrainian girl.
yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. That was the one. Like, is this what it's like to live in this country? I'm like,
No.
it's like because we don't take the
Yeah, it's like, yeah, actually it is. Don't move here. Yes. Yeah.
I'm like, just live in a car city, you'll be fine.
See, yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah.
But that also not counted. Even though, here's the thing: is even though it is on record of this guy actually saying, "I got me a white one," it is
Yeah.
not counted as racially motivated.
We're gonna have to see how that one pans out, man. I mean, and that's the other thing is you can't actually count the crime statistic as being motivated one way or another unless it's been adjudicated. So that's the other thing is if you have 500 cases out there and only 250 of them actually go to trial, you're actually missing about half of your data in that case. And if you do take something to trial and you actually do argue about motivation, who's actually to make the judgment about what the actual motivation was? Well, that's the jury. So,
Right.
and at that point in time, I mean, okay, fine. If you want to pencil it into a particular bucket, I don't think the FBI is actually using the statistics for that, man. So
That's what. So all the research that I found says that they basically work together. It's basically they pull this information, we send this information back. We basically
Yeah.
use each other as a source, right?
but that's poop to mouth, kind of.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that the FBI is that fucking stupid. So there might be stupid guys in the FBI.
We're well aware of that.
Yeah, but I don't.
Every level of it, but
I'm going to guess that's probably 95-5, smart to stupid. I mean, it's not easy to get in the fucking FBI, man.
it's not. But I will say that the basically government workers are more partisan than you think.
I don't know, man. I haven't seen any research on that, so
Okay,
I know, like,
I'll show you like what I've recently seen, but it's
I don't. Yeah, I mean, like maybe in like certain parts of the government, you're not going to find that in the IRS. You're not going
actually
to.
you did find that in the IRS.
You might find little pieces of it in every agency, but I mean, like I've known people in the IRS, man, and most of them are just like, it's like I do numbers, so yeah,
right.
yeah, and the same thing's true. Like military, I mean, I know tons of guys who've been highly partisan in the military. It has no part in what they actually do on the job. So
No.
yeah, so like I don't know, man. So the FBI and the FBI's got a new guy in charge of it right now. He already fired a shitload of people.
It did.
So,
It's very more.
good.
But yeah, so there's definitely some fuck around that, and then there's one other component that they always forget. Is they're like, all right, so we're going to show you two charts, and we're going to go ahead and block out this thing. And so we're always going to show you this chart. This is going to be this is just the killings chart. Okay, what we will never show you is to say total acts of left versus right wing crime. Because what happens is if you overlay those charts, one goes to the ceiling from where I'm standing right here, and the other one stays right about where this end is. Why? Because that accounts for every time that somebody was not killed. That means that every time there was an act of vandalism, every time that fucking Tesla place was burned down, every time. So when you get down to the actual crime, from side to side, then it shoots through the roof.
But in proportion to the like non-politically motivated crime,
but if you're going to show the charts, if you're going to use the charts to
you
make a
could put
point,
the whole thing in there.
you put the whole thing because that's the thing is,
yeah, because I bet you out of 100 crimes, like maybe 2 are motivated by politics, if that.
I would say within specific kind of crimes, it's probably a little bit more.
Not murder.
Well, no.
Yeah, not murder.
That's a very rare thing to kill somebody over. I mean, it's Patrick.
Dude, it's happened like 10 times in the last 20 years. So, yeah.
Right. I mean, so you know this as well as I do. I mean, like when it comes down to it, when you break down the actual gun statistics, right? Mm-hmm. What is the leading? What's the leading killer? What's the leading
suicide?
Yeah. Never comes up.
Well, suicide's not counted as a homicide. So
right.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
Well, technically, a person did it, right? But when you do it to yourself,
but it's the same guy pointing the weapon.
Same,
I mean, it's like, can you prove intent? I think so. Do we have a note? Do we have a body? Do we have a weapon? Do we have motive? Right.
And you're saying that should be included in statistics or not? Or
well, that's the weird thing about it is they'll take that number, they'll use that as
which number?
The suicide, right? They'll take suicide deaths.
And they'll count that gun violence
as gun violence.
Yeah. Right. Well, and that's people who are arguing for gun control. They'll make that case. I mean, dude, this is the shit that I fight on Twitter all the time. These are chart fouls. So you find them every fucking where. I mean, like I saw one the other day that was kind of trying to make this point too about Democrat versus Republican violence. Okay, but all it was actually measuring is basically the political affiliation of the major top 10 cities in the United States, which are going to be 95% Democrat. The exception of that being a little bit Houston, so, and a little bit Phoenix, but still, like if you count like all the violent crime in the United States and then turn around and tell me, well, Democrats caused all this, it's like, no, all the crime occurs in those cities.
Right.
So this is not the same, man. Okay.
You're talking about like, well, Kentucky is a red state, but they have a huge crime rate. It's like
safe as fuck.
But it all happens in this one city with the same thing. It's like, well, Missouri is like, okay.
St. Louis. Go to St. Louis. It's in Missouri. You forgot about that.
Who's in charge of St. Louis? So that's not important.
That's not important.
It's the state that's unsafe.
No, and I mean, like in crime statistics in particular, like, so they've been doing fuckery with this for a long time because, they'll take a look at the actual FBI reported statistics, which are very specific in what they record.
Yes.
They're very apparent.
Yes,
they're
that's correct.
Very clear about what actually counts in something like that. But those statistics don't actually match up with the actual, like, crime statistics that you can extrapolate from just police reports. So
that's also true.
But that's normal. That's not weird. Okay.
What's also weird?
Well, I guess so, but it's all based upon what the FBI decides to record. And the reason is that they decide to record those statistics is because, like with all statistical databases that you build, if you change it, it's a new fucking database. Okay? And so when we decide in 1972 that these are the statistics that we're going to track, we don't fuck with them. Because then it might as well just etch a sketch all that shit out and start over from zero, man.
And sometimes you will see that. Sometimes you will see that chart where you see like a green line that's like this, and then within that same year, it's like this.
Dude, I see people do that with that productivity bullshit all the time. So
like staying at home versus
the fucking like workers are supposed to get paid this much compared to how much productivity there is. There is a humongous chart foul in that fucking thing that occurs right when it starts to split. Okay, in like 1973. And I see this chart over and over and over and over. And I stop replying on Twitter, what about oil prices? Because that's what happened.
Well, okay, there are two two aspects of that. You're right. I want to
You
point
know
something
about the
out.
computer one?
Well, okay.
Okay,
So
all right.
the computer, the other component here is like, look, all right, there is a difference with this here, and you
Mhm.
can see this. This is actually the same thing with the elephant trunk graph. Is
Which is
all
also
right.
bullshit. So
It isn't. It isn't.
it isn't. It's
I mean, it's there's truth to what it says. Maybe the way that you measure it, maybe the way that you're pointed out here.
Mhm.
But yeah, one of the major points here is yes, you did raise basically
Mhm.
you did raise the income level of the entire world.
Mhm.
Yes, that did happen. Right.
Well, that specifically applies to the United States. So
Right, but and to say that this did not grow commensurately, okay, yeah, you can say that, right? Um, and so yeah, if you're talking about this and also applying like, well, how much did labor get cheaper because it was being done elsewhere? Yes, that's true.
Yep.
That's true.
Not 1972 though.
No, and what you'll see there is if you look at that graph,
Yeah.
right, you'll see a couple of huge things where it's like NAFTA, and then basically there's where the China thing takes in, and it takes another step up, right? So there is a component of that. That can't be disputed.
I will totally dispute
That
that.
the cost of overseas labor has suppressed American wages, you can't.
Oh no,
That's
that's absolutely true. So, well, did it suppress American wages or did it actually cut American jobs? Those are two different things. So, and so I would actually argue that it's the latter more so than the former.
I think it's probably a little column B and column.
It could be. I mean, there would be no way to actually extrapolate those without a good test case, on it where you had like factory A and factory B, and see if
This
like,
is true, but
and I don't know how much
can
that
it be
occurred.
done?
Oh, I'm sure somebody's done it. So I'm sure somebody's done it.
I'm sure somebody's probably put like fucking 10 years worth of research into that and gets
I'm sure they've already got fucking tenure.
and
So,
something except like, but I got the numbers, and so they're like, oh fuck.
we got the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just, man, like one of the dumbest. Well, again, you have a scientific background, man. There is nothing more frustrating than people like arguing science that have no fucking clue what science is.
Amateur scientist here.
People are going to voice their opinion.
Yeah.
No, they can voice their opinions, but the whole thing where people will say like, "This was proved conclusively of this. We don't need to test it anymore." I said, "No, you need to test it and retest it and see if you can duplicate those results, right? All the time, all the time."
Yeah.
Right? So to go in there and say like, well, this one test showed that these two things can't be related. I'm like, did you do it again?
Right.
Did you do it after that and try a different set of things? Because they are showing different numbers.
Yeah.
Right? Are you just looking at this one and saying, well, this is it?
Choose which ones you like.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's not science.
That is definitely not science.
No, people do that all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's the shit that gets on my nerves.
That's why psychology is such a mess.
Oh my god.
It is unfixable, man. So
Well, to be an expert in that field and be a respected expert in that field where you're like, I can trust what you say because you actually disseminate the fucking filth in here.
mhm.
That's rare.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to take the difference like between like academics and practitioners on that one. So like if you have a guy who's actually working in an insane asylum, he probably knows a lot more
About certain things.
about what works and what doesn't with that population.
Very
Let's put it
specific
that
things,
way,
yes.
yeah. So yeah. He's not going to sit here and tell you like what's the key to human motivation. What will make me rich by the time I'm 35? So it's like
We're human beings, dude. I mean, that has to be taken into account of. I'm going to tell you, like, I'm sure there is a philanthropic part of the guy that invented Scrub Daddies, but I think most of
exactly.
it.
I don't think it had anything to do with power posing or
It's like, I got a real problem in this country.
Right.
We're spending way too much time in our pots and pans. Way too much time.
way too much.
And it has taken us away from God. And I have been trying to see, yeah. I've seen interviews with that guy in his factory. They're just making sponges that get a little bit harder when they're cold
Mhm.
and softer when they get warm.
Clever. And they don't turn into dinosaurs.
Yeah, man, this is why this particular past few days in the social media minefield has been just
Twitter is still on ground hold, man. It is.
Groundhold?
Yeah, it's socked in with fog, man. We are not taking off in this.
Yeah, but
So it is.
people understand, at least from this. I think the regular folks are starting to notice, like, there are places where the ugliness is on full display. That would be Reddit,
It's
and
been
that would be Blue Sky.
Discord. Yeah,
Discord is, if you can
that motherfucker should be deleted.
if you can take a
How many
break and
people
win.
are on Reddit?
A lot.
Is it still?
I can give you, all right. So
Like,
the argument,
It's probably less than 1/2 1% of the United States, but it's
but
a
how
lot.
many people go on Reddit to actually read all the stuff that you guys make fun of?
Well, you self-select into those.
Right. So
Yeah.
I mean, if
No.
most of the people who go on Reddit are seeing one little thing that relates to whatever topic
Mhm.
they're looking for. So, I mean, I just don't.
I
cares that it's out there, all that stuff.
So I hear you about that, man. But here's the thing. Here's the counter argument that I've heard on this one. And I'm starting to buy into it a little bit. Is that like with things like Reddit and Discord? So these are places where you can hide.
yes,
Okay, you can self-select into certain groups, and you can find people who are very similar to you. Okay, and very radicalized. And so that's the whole point behind this Kirk thing with Discord. This might be the only cell in America that's like that. Okay, and so that should be squashed. Not the whole thing. I get it. I'm overacting. You shouldn't delete Discord. It would disrupt the games industry for a decade.
Well, they're trying to find another avenue. Like,
Exactly.
The internet's
Yeah, exactly.
infinite. There's always going to be a way to.
There's always going to
Okay.
be a new Discord.
Yeah.
They'll invent a new.
Yeah.
So,
no, it's just, and people will still sit there and they'll turn their fingers and say, like, what about 8chan? What about this? Now, what I will say about Reddit, the reason that Reddit is problematic, and just pulling the numbers, they say that they have 346 million. What did it just say? 365 million weekly active users. I do not buy that for 1 second. Now,
across the globe?
total. No, and let me put it to you this way, okay? So if you go to a standard subreddit, now I'm not talking about like the huge ones, but if you go to a standard subreddit, what you'll see is it'll say like subscribers, it'll say like 28,000.
Yeah.
You will go to the subreddit and it will say users online 8,
Yeah.
right? So that is about how many people have come to this place, subscribed to it once to take a look at this, or came
So-
and left and
So
everything.
Why are you worrying about the numbers then? If
Okay.
it's all inflated, then who cares that it's out there or does any of this stuff?
Okay, here's the problem. The problem with a place like Reddit, okay, is because it is so self-selective, right? So if you go to, and I'm not going to pick on our Colorado Springs or whatever, I'm going to talk about a place that should be benign, like r/pictures. Okay, why? Because this place is incredibly politicized. Okay, it's supposed to be pictures of cats, but it's basically like, I hate Republicans. Now, what I'm going to say to you here is, and this is the thing, is
It's fucking trained for him. So good.
there you go. Okay? Now, the problem with this is these people have gotten into this group, and there's a problem with this when you start, moderation starts kicking out people, and you have basically a downvoting system, which basically eliminates people from having counterpoints, right?
But shouldn't people have an opportunity to be able to congregate with just what they want and be able to
Yeah.
kick people out and just be like, no, we want just this forum?
No.
Oh.
Okay. Let me.
So
let
you
me
gotta let the girls in too.
You cannot. This is what I'm saying here is you cannot do that to r/picks.
It could be whatever you call it.
No.
Like, it's not a public store. It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, but if you set it up as like /cat pics, and then you turn it into something else.
Right. The problem I have with this here is because of the way that it's set up. Okay, and I get what you're saying, right? I do. And you can have subdivisions where it's like, yeah, this is r/Democrats. Fucking R's get out. I get it. That's what that's supposed to be, right? If you have basically places that are supposed to be open, you leave them open. And you don't have systems where, A, downvotes make the actual responses go away, okay? And you have systems that actually reward people with karma by getting updots, Okay, what happens with that is this is specifically where the Charlie Kirk thing comes in, right? Is if you have 100 people that are normal, okay, and you have 100 people that are normal, but they're liars, okay, you are with 100 left people. What happens is these people will increasingly tell stories and do things, right, to gain favor amongst the radical left. And radical right. Now,
This sounds like the exact opposite of like gun control. You're doing, hey, most of it is all good, but there's this, so we need to make sure we squash that. It's the exact opposite.
No. You gotta let me finish. Okay. Well, the problem is if you have that group over there that continues to radicalize themselves, right? What will happen there is that people will, at that point, in trying to impress them, get on the roof and shoot Charlie Kirk, right? That's the problem. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't necessarily need to exist or whatever, but you watch it from an outside source, right? That's the thing where it's like, okay, if you want to cordon this area off, right? Discord, sure, it can exist. Reddit, sure, it can exist, but you watch it.
Well, that's what the
people
FBI has
are
been
watching
doing for a long time. I mean, they did that to the Proud Boys for years. So you're going to tell me that Kash Patel isn't going to put him on this?
You better.
Well, I guarantee you, he's already done it.
Yeah. You better. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like you can
You
defeat
would
some of that.
rather have it be an open forum where they're free to talk that way, so it's easier to watch.
Yeah.
Versus trying to get rid of it and be like, oh, that shouldn't be there, because then they're going to find other ways to do it and then
You
do it quietly.
You have places where yes, you corral these people. I would not want. Blue Sky's gonna die within a year. Okay, nobody's funding it. It doesn't make money. And what's going to happen there is
how the fuck does Reddit make money?
People advertise on it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All the time.
I'm never on it, so I don't know.
Well, this is there's certain enterprises, again, it's like, how do these places make money? Reddit gets advertisers.
Okay.
Twitch gets advertisers, but Twitch loses money daily.
Like, yeah, but Amazon don't really care.
That's the thing. But
I mean, that's a loss leader.
Right.
They use it to sell other products. Just look at your right-hand panel.
They do. It's okay to have places where these folks are corralled. And when Blue Sky implodes, I don't want those people coming back to Twitter. They were insufferable then.
How does Discord make money? I don't know.
It's not like I've seen an ad for like NordVPN on Discord or anything.
Yeah, no.
Don't they have like subscription Discord?
Possibly. I don't know, man. I got chased out of Discord, so.
Well, it's not. If you have a group of like 10 dudes, it's cool. If you don't, there's just no reason to be on it.
So, yeah, mine got a little bit big and it was all World War II stuff. And you know where that went.
One of two very interesting directions, yes.
The kind where you report certain people.
Well, the guys that kind of subtly at first they imply that the wrong side won.
Right. And
then they're eventually just saying it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, wow, you got a huge picture of the battleship Bismarck right there, buddy. Yeah.
That battleship's just not a battleship, is it?
No, it's not.
But that's
you made a song about it.
Yeah. I certainly don't mind having a place where you have this, but yeah, it's gotta be looked at.
I'm sure it's being looked at.
Well, and I mean, I like that. I think Will's other point is actually a really good one too. I mean, it's just like you shine a light on the cucarachas; they're going to find other places to hide under your fridge.
100%.
Yeah. And so, like, I mean, I don't know.
100%.
Like one of the things that I kind of hope comes out from this last week is that certain people who know people who are in these like things can start to say, "Hey, bro, you need to talk to somebody." Like climb down off the wall there. So yeah, I fear that, but I feel like Kirk is not the last one. I mean, we talked about this for a couple of years now. That like even school shooting. There was one in fucking Colorado last week. Did you guys know that?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Did you know that?
I heard of it.
Okay. All right. So they're still on our radar.
It made Twitter for a fucking millisecond.
It's gone now.
Same
Yeah.
day as Kirk or something like that.
Oh,
it was.
Yeah.
It was the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it was maybe the day.
Like the day before.
Right.
Yeah.
Right there. But yeah, all the kids yesterday marched out of school.
across the state. Not in my daughter's school, not in your kid's school, but one of those schools up north here, and a couple ones in Denver, and then I think Sierra. They all marched out of the school
For what?
to stop gun violence, kind of thing. Let's get out of class for a day,
Right.
So, but still, I mean, that was like one of those things where it's like, so a school shooting doesn't actually get you any kind of notoriety before. This guy, who did that, even you're talking about a trans kid. I forgot about that. It wasn't even school; it was a church.
Right.
So
Right.
okay, fine. So that one's already memory hold. This kid up here in Evergreen, he killed himself, so that one's gone. All right. So yeah, the next one is going to be like, all right, so who's next? Out there who's like a bona fide target.
Right.
I mean, the thing that's sad about Kirk's killing is that one was an easy one to call if you thought about it for about 10 minutes. All right.
Right.
He's showing up in public forums, with very close insecurity. On college campuses, I've been on college campuses for years. I don't even think we own a fucking magnetron, Jeff. If we do, I've never seen it.
If I go to the school that we went to, for example, I can think just off the top of my head, like at least 6 great vantage points. Like if I was going to pluck anybody, I'm like, well, I go to the El Poar Center.
So you can do it from the clock tower.
Because I can get there. I mean, it's not.
There's Homer Simpson.
There's Homer Simpson. Or I mean, the other place that's even better is actually the parking garage. You get to the top of that thing, and you have a great view of just about everywhere.
Yeah.
There's no. It's like.
But see, that's the point. I mean, you
Yeah.
think about this for more than 10,
Right.
10, 15 seconds. It's like, oh, wow, yeah, man. I mean, you're publishing the schedule way far in advance and stuff
Right.
like that.
Right.
That was like the interesting thing. I was seeing this whole fight today about this guy's text with his live-in boyfriend furry thing. So, and it was like they're fighting over whether or not those are actually real or if it's some kind of Walter White setup, kind of thing.
There's the argument now is, oh my God, this is
No, Jeff, because it's the Jews, it's the Jews.
I know who it is. It's always.
It was just like, oh my God, you guys went there this fast. You got to give it a week.
I mean, that's just be like just like usual suspects. So just clear that first. Okay? Just clear that first.
No. They just fast forward to the end of the tape, man.
No. It's again. It's Wheel of Fortune because everybody used to guess RSTLNE. They just give you those letters. You pick 3 and another.
Yeah, JOOS. But it's crazy, man, because I mean, it's like one of those things where they're already looking for like ways to spin this, which is going to generate more ideas for other people,
Yes.
and that's kind of the unfortunate thing. So, because like, I mean, well, like already people are saying, well, we're not going to stop these things. And they've got all these other guys volunteering to pick up the mic now and stuff.
Right.
It's like, all right,
Right.
so is this the new version of school shootings now that we're going to see for the next, couple of years?
God, I hope not.
I hope not too, man. They already tried to take a pot shot at Trump twice.
Twice.
Well, the second guy didn't get a shot off, but because that guy was truly stupid.
Like, you ever just kind of look at a guy and you're like, I know. It's like he's making that face. Yeah. And it's like he's not making that face. That is his face.
Right. Yeah.
So the danger. Okay. The one thing I'll say on this one here, and this is you're 100% right on this, but this is the conflicted part here, right? Does basically the full elimination, right, of when you take something completely out and put it in a corner where there is no opposition, right? Does it basically escalate ideas into a way that they wouldn't have developed if you had other voices in there, basically like as a contrast to pull you back down to earth? Now, what I can tell you just from experience of like, all right, I've been on forums since 1998, okay? And I have seen every forum fucking ruined by the same group of people, okay? I was there when they ruined Penny Arcade. I was there when they ruined GameFAQs. I was there when they ruined NeoGAF. I was there when they ruined Something Awful. And the same crowd moves from place to place where they jump in. Everybody has this sort of like, again, there's this like sort of Wild West thing going on. Everybody says whatever they want, right? Then the same group comes in and starts excluding people, They say this is too far, this is too far, this is too far, until you have a corner left, right? A corner of this group, and the ideas get more and more extreme to the point where it's like, actually, because our group is under attack and will be shot on sight, right, at any time, right? I'm going to tell you, the fucking trans people that have basically destroyed all of these forums, I'm not joking, okay? I watched it happen, basically have this mentality of, because we're always being attacked, the only response is violence, right? Now, what I can also tell you is based on the numbers, and this I actually went through, they're very safe. In fact, they are almost 5 to 6 times less likely than the average person to be killed. But because there's two things on this here is they say, and once you basically remove all of that and you remove all opposition, you radicalize this group into believing wholeheartedly that this is true, right? Until eventually you get people on the roof believing this shit. Because when you look at all the fucking psychopaths who are putting all those messages about Charlie Kirk and what he said and what he represented, nobody listened to him. Nobody had any clue. Stephen King had to walk back what he said. Did you hear what he said?
Good on him for doing that.
He did.
Good on him for that. Did you see his video that he posted up? He looks fucking frail.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize that, man. He looks old. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, all right, man.
Life caught up with him.
Yeah,
like,
I got you.
He
buddy.
partied pretty hard for a while, but life caught up with him.
I didn't
But
see that one.
that's what I'm talking. He went out there and he posted that shit about Charlie Kirk. He said he advocating stoning gays to death. Never said it once.
Well, he said it, but he was quoting the Bible.
He quoted the Bible passage.
Exactly.
That does not mean
He was not saying that. He was quoting the Bible passage specifically when he was saying the Bible has some weird shit in it.
correct. But there are people out there right now that the basis of shooting at him is believing that. And that happens because in those corners where nobody can get to, and they basically escalate this shit, that happens, right? So I'm sort of at a crossroads with this, kind of like with you. It's like, does it make sense to corral these people? Yes. But that actually just totally accelerates the danger because of what they refuse to not believe. Same thing as there was this thing. It's Patrick, we just talked about it with racial statistics, right? Mm-hmm. The same thing goes, you'll constantly see people say, like, it is not safe to be a black man in America. You leave your front door, you will be shot at. That is a fucking lie.
Yeah, we all know that. So, I mean, like the thing that kind of need to pull from this whole is just kind of like understand that, like, you know, there's always mental illness in certain places. The internet allows it to coalesce in certain places that turn particularly dangerous.
Give me that.
So, you know, is this a problem that AI fixes? Is this something that we just learn to live with?
Oof.
Is this something that we have to we're going to go down to like Minority Report status here or something? But, you know, I mean, but really when it comes down to it, like, I mean, look at like what's happened with school shootings, man. I mean, what happened? All right. So they still occur. They're not nearly as deadly in most cases as they are where it used to be because, you know, all the public schools have hardened up. I guarantee you every Catholic school is hardening up right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, kind of thing. And it's just like, all right, so you're always going to have these lunatics. And, you know, I mean, okay, so do you play offense or defense on them? I don't know.
I'd ask you.
If somebody wants to kill someone, it's almost impossible to stop it. If it's one person doing one thing on their own, it's almost impossible to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I hate to say it, but like, the next thing that we're going to start seeing is like suicide bombings.
Yeah. I mean, they're basically doing it. I mean, they're killing themselves in the process.
That's what they've been doing with the schools. You know, they've only, like, all the school shooters, they've only captured a couple of them, like, intact. So, you know, and then those get put, like, under lock and key. You know, because, like, in the FBI and, like, a lot of people do this thing where, oh, don't say the killer's name. I just actually disagree with that, you know? Because it doesn't give us any like closure on it and stuff like that. But you know, I say it provides notoriety and encouragement for other people to do it. Yeah, but it doesn't lead us to any form of understanding of what actually happened in that case. But
here's the problem: I can actually see both sides.
I totally can too, man. It's just one of those ones.
You're right.
Where,
they're right.
Yeah, I
There's
just
no good answer.
yeah, it sucks, but there's no real answer to school shootings either. That's the thing. The thing that's like one of the unique phenomenons to our entire period in history. So, because we were here, ground zero, when Columbine hit,
We sure
and
were.
that was fucking weird, man. So, I mean, that was like, I mean, unthinkable, And now it's like, bah. So
Shit happens, little boy.
shit happens. Yeah, what can I do about it? It didn't happen in my neighborhood this week. But they're still exceedingly rare.
Yeah, that is correct.
They're
Yeah.
exceedingly rare, and like a political killing like last week is even more rare than that. I'm just, I don't know, man.
Which I guess the reason I have trouble with it because I've been so close to it for so many times, right? And I've seen.
You and I do have our nose to the glass, so on some of this stuff, we need to be a little careful about that.
I have seen people that basically like were here at this point, like on the scale, and moved this far in a period of months
Yeah,
because of the people they were surrounded with. And so this is sort of like the entrapment
or
thing.
dating.
Yeah. And this is sort of like the entrapment thing is like, would you, like, if you were nuts, would you have done this if you hadn't been pulled this way, or would you have done it anyway? Right? Is it, and that's the thing I can't prove, right? All I can say is I can say that there are places where they kick people out and make it very easy for people to basically push the rhetoric that far to where somebody that is on the edge would happily do it to impress these people.
Yeah, in
And-
some cases, it'd just be better to delete some of those
And
things.
that's sort of the
Yeah,
topic. But again, like, I don't want you back on Twitter. I don't want you. It's like you were here.
It's
Right?
okay.
The old administration was cool with you guys being here.
Hey, man, my solution is real simple. You're not allowed to use anything but your real name on the internet. Nobody likes that one.
Bro, okay, I would ask you one last thing about AI, because this is where the people are saying the real.
Ooh, that's where it's going to go next. Who is blah, blah, blah?
Well, that is how, it's funny you say that, is like, how did so many people that made these tweets get their asses fired? Well, we have tools that make that super easy. Like, doxing has never been easier.
Yeah, it's never been easier.
I will say this. Well, because a lot of people, it's like, well, your employer is right here in your bio, dude. You're not.
Yeah.
It's not even 2 steps to look what you do. But the
It's so funny that came back around, man. I remember going round and round with you before about like, can you get fired for something you said online by your employer?
look,
And I was always like, fuck yeah.
me personally, I'm still saying no.
Yeah, I
got you.
All right, man. All right.
Unless, because we do have that clause in the free speech thing of if it goes into violence. So, like, for the most of the stuff where it's like grave dancing, no, I don't think you should be. If you have encouraged violence, like, yeah, now they got to step that up because that's liability. I know.
You do anything that costs me money.
You have made it clear. It's like you're just like at-will termination is the most beautiful
it's the most
thing
awesome
ever.
thing, man. I'm so glad that we live in an outland state. I'll fire the fuck out of you.
What's the reason? I don't have to give them.
That's a good one. Yeah. So yeah, keys, paycheck.
Right.
Let's trade.
I got it. No.
All right, keys for paycheck.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
Whatever.
Hitting button.
Oh.